The digital clock above the glass door read 9:03 a.m. when Danielle Rhodes stepped into the bank. No driver, no entourage. Just a 44-year-old tech CEO in tailored slacks, natural curls tied back, and a leather tote slung over her shoulder. Her company, Fictional, had just acquired 3 regional banks in the Midwest. One of them was this branch, tucked on East Livingston Avenue in Columbus. A man at the front desk looked up, then down again. No greeting. Danielle walked to the business counter. Behind the glass, 2 tellers chatted. One wore bright red lipstick, the other scrolled through a folder. Neither acknowledged her. A woman in designer sunglasses walked in behind her and was greeted immediately. Danielle waited, then waited more. Eventually the red-lipped teller looked up. Her name tag read Claire. "Yes?" she asked, like Danielle had interrupted something important. Danielle smiled patiently. "I'm here to review the transition paperwork. We finalized the acquisition Friday." Claire's laugh was clipped. "You'll need an appointment. We don't handle that at the counter. I called yesterday. They said someone named Devin would be in this morning." Claire didn't check. "He's not in yet. You can have a seat." Danielle glanced at the empty lobby chairs, then the clock. 9:07. "Could you let someone know I'm here? I won't take long." Claire rolled her eyes. "I'll let someone know." But she never looked up again. Danielle remained by the counter, quiet and composed. Behind the glass, Claire resumed her conversation. The other teller, Marcus, according to his nameplate, leaned back in his chair, tossing a stress ball in the air. Danielle's presence didn't seem to exist to them, except to Janelle. Janelle, a customer service rep seated deeper inside the office, had noticed Danielle walk in. She'd seen the way Claire dismissed her. And she saw the way Danielle handled it, with grace, patience, and not an ounce of entitlement. But Janelle also knew who she was. She had read the acquisition brief over the weekend. The new executive liaison had a profile picture. Danielle Rhodes, founder of Fictional, the very woman standing right now, being ignored by her own employees. Janelle stood to walk over, but Danielle raised a hand subtly and shook her head. A few more minutes passed. Finally, Devin, the branch manager, strolled through the back door holding a half-eaten bagel. Claire flagged him lazily. "That lady's been asking for you." Danielle turned. "Good morning, Devin didn't let her finish. Yeah, I've been briefed. Have a seat, I'll be right with you." He walked past her without even making eye contact. Danielle exhaled slowly, then pulled out her phone. "It's done," she typed. "You sure?" replied her assistant. "Yes, meet me outside in 10. At 9:17 a.m., Danielle stood up and walked toward the exit without another word. Janelle, watching from her desk, hesitated, then followed. Outside, a sleek black car had just pulled into the lot. A sharply dressed man in a blue suit stepped out and opened the rear passenger door. Danielle thanked him, then turned back to the bank entrance, just as Devin came strolling out, still chewing his bagel. "Hey, you never told me your name," he called. Danielle didn't answer. Instead, her assistant handed her a slim folder. She opened it and pulled out a letter, then another, then a third. She walked past Devin and re-entered the lobby, now with all eyes on her. She approached the front desk and addressed Claire, who looked up with a frown. "Claire? Marcus, Devin." She handed each one a letter. "You're all officially released from your positions at this branch, effective immediately. HR will follow up with your final paperwork and transition protocol." Claire's jaw dropped. "Wait. What?" Devin laughed. "Excuse me? You can't just fire people." Janelle stepped forward then, calm, composed. "She can," she said. "She's the new regional owner." Devin blinked. "What?" Danielle finally spoke. "I gave you every chance to see me. You chose not to." She turned to Janelle. "Would you walk with me?" Janelle nodded, stunned but steady. They left the stunned silence behind them. Back in the car, Danielle sat quietly, the weight of the moment settling in. She hadn't raised her voice. She hadn't needed to. The message had been delivered clearly. Outside the bank, Devon stood frozen on the sidewalk, his letter in hand, still trying to process what had just happened. Claire leaned over the counter, whispering furiously. Marcus had already disappeared into the back. Inside, the mood had shifted. Janelle returned to her desk, heart racing. She wasn't sure what Danielle wanted when she asked her to walk out, but when Danielle re-entered the bank just minutes later, she got her answer. Danielle stood in front of the remaining staff and customers. "This branch will continue operations under new management. Anyone who's been working with respect and professionalism, you're safe. In fact, you're valued." She turned to Janelle and smiled. This young woman recognized what others didn't, not just me, but the moment. Her instincts are what I want leading this place forward. Danielle handed Janelle another envelope, this one with a new title. Branch Manager, effective immediately. The room burst into quiet applause. Danielle left without another word. No cameras, no press. By the next morning, the news had reached Finacor's headquarters. An internal memo went out. In Columbus, our new regional branch has undergone leadership changes. The transition was handled with full executive authority. Effective immediately, Janelle Price has been promoted to branch manager. Let this serve as a reminder. We lead with respect. We reward integrity. We recognize those who act when others hesitate. Danielle didn't post about the incident online, but someone else did. A customer who had witnessed the entire exchange wrote on social media, "Today I saw a woman walk into a bank, be completely ignored, and 15 minutes later she owned the room. Not with anger, with grace. Turns out, she owns the building too." The post went viral. Comments flooded in, not because of revenge, but because of the way Danielle handled it. Calmly, decisively, powerfully. Weeks later, Janelle sent Danielle a thank you card. "You reminded me that people are always watching, and that sometimes the quietest leader makes the loudest impact." Danielle placed the card in her desk drawer, beside a sticky note that read, "Be seen. Be ready. Be unshakable." Because she hadn't walked into the bank looking for a scene. She walked in expecting professionalism. And when it didn't come, she made sure the next person in line wouldn't be ignored.